Mpenzi mtazamaji, asante sana kwa kuendelea kusalia nasi papa hapa ni Runinga TV 47. Uko na mimi Emmanuel Terer. Kubwa zaidi ni kuhakikisha kwamba unapata yale ambayo mpenzi mtazamaji yanakuhusu hasa wakati huu wa kirusi cha corona. Siko peke yangu, niko na mtangazaji mmoja ambaye anaitwa Faith Muturi Ngugi. Yeye nilikuona kwa TV by the way. I was young, I was 21, but I'm still 21. How are you?
Very well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Well, you have so much, Faith.
Yes, thank you.
I used to see you and say this is my role model.
Oh, really?
Because the way you would speak your Kiingereza and I were like, wow, this person is doing great.
Thank you. That's very kind of
you. You're doing good. You know, at home, when you're watching someone and you admire them, you'd want to call them, but you don't have an access.
Yeah, and here we are.
Today, God is all alive.
Yeah, so congratulations to you.
You too. You do.
Yeah.
When you left and said, I want to rest, everyone was like, what will happen? There was a lot of uncertainties. But then you braved and you're here. Now, we're talking about the effective working side that we are suffering from the COVID-19.
Yeah.
Someone would want to know, how will I maneuver through to my workplace and then also avoid coronavirus?
Absolutely. I think that's a great question. And I'll start with just what you asked. A lot of people ask me, how come you left TV? Why did you leave TV? And as we talk about corona, I'll talk about how to thrive in the workplace, how to thrive in certain times. So I was in a season and I was doing TV, which was fantastic, but I was still doing my training consultancy and we were growing the company more and more.
That is Delve.
That is Delve training. So I've done training for about 10 years, but I think I was known for the 4 years I was on TV. And then it was like, so for me to thrive, I needed to focus on one thing. So so that's why I left TV. But I also wanted to change the roles I have on TV. So I still am on TV, like I'm today, and I'm very glad for calling me. But then my role now is to be on this other side of the conversation. So I've been on that side of the conversation, and I felt, you know, in a different season, you add value in different ways. In this season, I add value in this side. Why? Because of the transitions I was going through. So let's talk about COVID. It's also a transition. And I'd like to share with everyone, how do you thrive? How do you thrive in this transition? How do you look at what will I do best versus trying to do everything all at the same time? So yeah, so hopefully that answers your questions. And many people will keep asking, why not did you leave TV? You know, do you regret it? I don't. I'm glad for the chance I had, but I'm really grateful for where I'm at now as well.
Now, back to the big question of the day. You want to work effectively. Right now, in the situation you are in as a country, we are suffering from COVID-19. Apparently, and on a happy note, that President Uhuru Kenyatta yesterday said that we have a chance, someone is healed. Yes,
absolutely. Very encouraging that there's someone who has recovered. So I'll talk about Thrive, THRIVE. I do acronyms because of ease of memory, anyone who's taking notes. So T is talk constructively. There's a lot of conversation on WhatsApp, on social media. Are you talking constructively about this thing?
When you're sending a message to someone, are you creating panic?
Exactly. Are you creating panic? But not just panic, because one thing is don't panic, but another thing is build. Does that make sense? So constructively is don't just talk in a way that will make someone panic. Talk in a way that will build someone, that will build others. So talk constructively to yourself. I was watching a video on WhatsApp someone shared with me, and this guy said, why am I so afraid of this? He had just built a resort. And he was like, I'm afraid that business will shut down. Let it shut down. And he said, what if it just shuts down? What am I afraid of? I'm afraid I may not have rent. Then if I don't have rent, what will happen? I might have to go back to my parents. Oh my goodness, what will happen? Because I have a family of my own.
So it's a cycle. It's
a cycle.
It's a vicious cycle that is going back instead of moving ahead.
Exactly. But then he said, if I go back to my parents, what's the bad thing? I'm embarrassed what people will think. And he said, embarrassed? I've been through so much in life to be afraid of embarrassed. I've been through rock bottom. So he told himself, even if I have to start at rock bottom, I've been there before and I'll survive.
The same case I told my friends some few days back, when you get fired, you fired. Begin again. At the age of 40, you have something to tell people that I began somewhere and I'm here today.
Because you did not have that job in the first place. You were not born with that job. So talk constructively to yourself, first of all. Talk constructively to your family. Talk constructively to your peers. How you talk will determine how you thrive in this season. So H stands for health. Take care of your health holistically. We've talked of, I must say, well done you guys. You're sanitizing everywhere. Whoever put a lapel on me had his gloves on, sanitized the lapel.
That guy is called Papa Kazungu.
Papa Kazungu, big up to you. Nimesema, good job. So take care of your health as we've been told, but also take care of your entire health. Take care of your mental health. Are you able to take a walk? I know people are on lockdown, but guys, if you're in an estate, you've not been told you can't get out of the house, you need air. Take a walk, take care of your physical health, exercise, take care of your emotional health, take care of your spiritual health, talk to God. I know people are not going to church, but for example, my church people are doing prayers every evening for about 7 days.
So that's a prayer part of it, prayer
it's
life.
It's a prayer part of you, your spiritual life. So take care of your health, your physical, emotional, mental, social, spiritual life.
Someone somewhere is traumatized that my business is going down. For instance, the importation of mitumba is stopped by the government yesterday because of the fear of the spread of COVID-19. So this person is like, what am I going to do? They are going through trauma. So that person, because you're talking of health, what is it that you can tell them?
Okay. Well, number one is how you know health is 70% mental. Before you get sick physically, or if you get sick physically, it's how you're dealing with it in your mind. So battle it in your mind. You need to tell yourself you will make it with or without it. You need to realign your life. What does realign your life look like? Start looking at your budget. If you do milk and bread every day, you need to change that, because supper is very good breakfast. So realign your budget, realign your finances. Start talking to your landlords, guys. Start talking to your landlords and saying, you know what? My business has just gone through this. Please allow me to pay 50% for 2 months. But
I guess also the government should come in the sense that someone who has been selling mitumba, for instance, used to have a shop, and that shop need to be paid for. The rent for that shop need to be paid. Now, I guess the government should intervene in the sense that to talk to the landlords, tell them also, listen, these people do not have what they are doing. They don't earn money.
Exactly. I agree. The government should step in. But before they step in, what do you do now? And here's the thing. Your landlord has many tenants. The people who negotiate fast and negotiate best will have a better time. So realign your life. Realign your budget. Realign conversations with the people you need to. Realign how you spend your time. Realign your business structure. And so that, and I stands for innovate your solutions. You're in Mitumba. You help people in terms of clothes. Find out, how can I help people in terms of clothes in this season? I know someone who chose to partner with a tailor. And here's what they say. They sent a message and they said, in this season, you have so many, you may not be able to buy clothes for the next 3 months. Give me some of your clothes. We shall tailor them. We shall tailor them and adjust them. So he's not selling mitumba, but he's partnered with her tailor, and together they are still giving clothes solutions because his target audience is the same. So what are we saying? You have to innovate. I may not be able to sell mtumba now, but I can still give solutions of clothing. You just innovate how you give the solution of clothing. He doesn't have to buy stock, but he gets to do that. So innovate your solutions. We've been told of going online. Go online and find out, how can I help people in this season? The cold season is here. Who do you know who had stock for mitumba? And you tell them, I want us to agree 50-50 because someone else has stock and maybe you don't have stock. So innovate. See, how can I do my business but do it differently? You can WhatsApp, you can text, you can go on Facebook.
So you have to be very creative right now. At the end of the day, you need to deliver and pay your rent, and also make sure that your children are not going without food.
Exactly. But here's the thing. People are spending money somehow, somewhere. How will you ensure that they get to get the money they do? Tell people, I can help you shop. And what you simply do is you connect with your boda guy and your local supermarket, but you're the one doing all this on phone. You just tell people, tell me your shopping list, I'll send for you. But you're simply the middleman between yourself and your duka person. If it's a corporate organization, you need to innovate. You need to look at, what is the main thing we do? How can we serve people's needs, but in a creative way? I know hotels have been shut down, but you know what? You're still able to do deliveries. How do you get creative with your deliveries? Definitely, you may not be able to lower your costs completely, but there's a demographic who wants to know there's a certain level of hygiene that is upheld. And I'm not seeing hotels pushing deliveries as much as they should. The essential services still need food. How do you partner with organizations in essential services to ensure that you still deliver as you need to? So innovate, innovate, innovate.
Now, there's something before you leave the I side, that is the innovation.
Yeah.
There's what we call status on WhatsApp. when you count the number of people viewing your status run from 400 and above.
Yes.
So what should someone of that kind do? Right now, I know everyone is on phone because you're home, so you have to always be the sister and the brother to your phone.
Yeah.
So what is it that you can tell this person who has 400 and above viewers of the status, if they can market something? Or
yes, absolutely. And that leads to the V. Value the connections you have. Value the people you have.
So that is V.
And look, that's V. Okay. Value the people you have. Look at the poll on WhatsApp and see what do they need. But not just what do they need. What do they need that I have? And if possible, what do they need that I am known for? So if you value people and you really want to add value to them, you want to help them, you want to value the connections that you have, you'll be able to see how do I maximize. And I love what you've said. Your WhatsApp, you have so many people. How do you partner with them to ensure you get the solutions that you really need? As you value people, even in organizations, whatever is happening, let your people know you value them. Let them know that we're not planning to lay you off, but know that we value. And even if we have to get there, we'll make it a matter of last resort or do the best we can to ensure you transition well. Or ask them for a suggestion. Ask them, what is the biggest thing that's stressing you right now, and maximize on that. Finally, is equip yourself and your people. I'm in a training company, and something that has amazed me is lately, and we've been able to innovate and evolve, people have said we still need to equip our team. So we're doing virtual training. We're doing virtual training where people are like, we don't know how to work effectively from home. So we're doing courses on working effectively from home. People are like, we don't know how to negotiate with our suppliers, with our stakeholders. How do we go about that? We're doing courses on selling, especially financial institutions have approached us and have said, you know what, we want to help our people to sell, to upsell, to cross-sell. And we're doing courses on that. And one of the organizations is already seeing results. So educate your people, educate yourself. See, what do I need to do to support my family? Google, baby, Google is your friend. Find out if I have a clothes business, what else can I do? You'll get ideas of what you can do. You may not have mitumba, but people need solutions for clothes. How do you go about it? So think of what you need to do to educate yourself, educate your team, educate your colleagues, and you'll be able to thrive.
Let's go back now to someone who is working.
Yes.
And they would want to evade COVID-19.
Yes.
At the workplace. I want you to bring that picture about what you're supposed to do when you're workplace and to try to work effectively without having to get infected with COVID-19.
Yeah, for example, you in essential services. Okay, I think we've been told wash your hands. Here's the thing I learned that I really liked, and I was like, what I learned is that they say that COVID is a virus and it's like a 3-part, like mainly 3 parts. Let me not say how many parts, but they said what happens, soap dissolves the germs, it dissolves the virus, so it has no strength anymore. So just remember that every time you literally wash your hands with soap and water, you're helping, and do it as many times as possible. What you need to do is develop routines. For example, say immediately I wake up, I wash my hands before I have every meal. So develop routines so that you know exactly when to wash your hands. The other thing I'll say is be bold. Be bold to ask someone, sanitize you? Be bold to ask someone, would you wash your hands before?
Something I know people would fear, asking someone, man, you're giving me this water, but umeosha kweli vizuri?
Exactly. So you ask, and you ask it in a nice way. Say, niliona tumeambiwa huku to sanitize. Umesanitize ama, you know, or to even say, nikimaliza na hiki kombe, ukichukua pia we usanitize. You get what I mean? So make it a friendly conversation, but be bold. Why? You don't want to say, I wish I did this. Be bold to tell your employer, we don't have enough sanitizers. Be bold to say, you know what, we need, instead of a towel at the washroom, we need the tissues, you know, to wipe, because you don't need a towel that someone else used. So be bold to ask your boss, be bold to ask your peers, be bold to tell someone, hey, siku hizi tunasalimiana hivi, you know, social distance. So you must be bold.
But also bosses should be approachable.
They should be approachable, but here's the thing, you have to be bold. Let me tell you something. Have you noticed even the boss that is most tough, there's someone who copes with them?
Yes. And so we use that person?
And use that person, or be that person.
Okay.
Look, what does this person do? First, what this person do that the boss likes? Because you don't just go to the boss as, you know, people deal with bosses like ATMs. I want. First of all, how many of you have told your bosses, thank you for ensuring that we had sanitizers. Thank you for ensuring you're working at shifts. Bosses have given emails of what we need to do. How many people say thank you? So if you don't say thank you, then you're likely to get more favors or more requests coming. Even children, you like the child who says thank you. So say thank you to your boss. Be the bold person who asks your boss. And remember, they're open. Really, at a human level, people want the best for you. So give ideas, add value to each other, and also just have a good laugh. Ensure that you have your person. I remember there's a friend I called yesterday, and I told her, I called you 3 days ago because, you know, there are people who just make you laugh.
Yes.
Tell them, within this season, I'm calling you every day or every
because
other
I want
day.
you to make me laugh.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, if you're also watching TV47 Breakfast every morning, you realize you'll get the glimpse of what you really want to have, because you need to make your morning brighter. So Faith, before I let you go, I have a question, and this question is to someone who I know somewhere. They are going to board matatu, but with a lot of fear inside their hearts. They are coming from work, but they fear that if I board this matatu, what will I take home? Is it a COVID-19 or is it a free air that I will be breathing with my children?
I think the first thing I'll do is say, audit if you really need to. Because some people are getting on a matatu and they really don't need to. So my question is, do you really need to? If you really need to, are you taking precaution? Have you bought sanitizer? There's someone who told me I don't have sanitizer. I told them, is there at back? They said yes. I told them, get a small kachupa. You chupa yako ya lotion. Wash it. And tell them, may I get this sanitizer for me to go to when I come on the way? So use sanitizer. So what do you do if you have sanitizer? But there's somewhere you'll go to the sanitizer. Negotiate for it. When you get to a matatu, avoid holding things. First, ensure that your clothing, even if it's your dress, it's a bit long, so that you're exposed very little. Have long sleeve. Sit where you're seated and avoid too much contact. When you enter, before you enter the mat, tell the makanga, neza kutumia M-Pesa. Before you enter, not when you enter, and tell them nasina ya withdraw. Before you enter, they're likely to allow you in. Avoid using cash, because cash is tricky. And once you're seated, as you exit, see if you can't hold on to something. I know someone was telling me they're using tissue a lot, so that if they have to hold on to something, anashikilia na tissue, they look funny, but she said she feels more comfortable. So if you must have tissue in your hand a little bit, hold what you need to and throw. Once you're light from the matatu, sanitize. Another thing, it's okay to do a mask. And if you don't have a mask, take a handkerchief. You know, they have a proper handkerchief, form a V and put it on your nose and tie, and don't make apologies for it.
Kenyans do fear judgment.
Yeah, by the way, judgment versus your health. Think of you. By the way, if you fear judgment, think of the people close to you. Think of your children, think of your father, think of your mother, and think of this person who's judging you that won't pay your bills tomorrow. You know, so the small things you do make a world of difference. But we must believe. We must believe we'll conquer this. We must believe. You must believe that God is watching over
that I
you.
saw last time when you're walking on that telly.
Absolutely. You must believe God is watching over you. You must pray and ask God, Lord, won't you cover me as I go out into this war zone? And again, wash your hands. When you go home, maximize Dettol. You know, wash your hands, wash everywhere with Dettol. When you get home, if as much as possible, ensure that you don't touch things. Even the lights, don't. Just go change, remove your clothes, and ensure your clothes are washed separately with Dettol. Do they have to? Not really. But just, hata kama utachemsha maji kidogo, just for your mind. But really, soap and water is enough. So do what you can. Believe, believe, believe. And we trust for a better day. So I must say thank you to you guys who are in media. Nyinyi mko essential services.
Yes, I know.
Taking care of us.
So
we appreciate that.
We pray so much that also God to shower us with the blessings of evading COVID-19, because we are too much exposed. Sometimes you will report a story. You're supposed to bring back because the chief editor or the editor wants that story to be delivered to the audiences. I know we have, I guess, 1 minute.
For you guys, ask for washrooms.
Well,
as strange as it sounds, go out to the field, come shower. Honestly.
Boss, wherever you are, if you tuned, we need a shower every time that we come back from the field.
Honestly, yeah.
Okay. Emmanuel Inonda, who is my director on the other side, said he suffered the first time aliponawa mkono na kuona vyakula. But then, that I said we need to do that. The curfew in the country is okay. Namsikiza kwa masikio anasema kama corona, kama sabuni inatoa corona si tukunywe basi.
I like that.
Your last word on curfew. Is it worth curfew?
About the curfew.
Is it worth for us to have curfew?
Absolutely, I agree. Absolutely, it's worth to have the curfew. Let people sleep. Sleep when you need to sleep. This is the time to recharge as well. So it's good we have a curfew. I think it's sad that a curfew had to be put in place. It's being put in place because people are not aligning. Okay. So guys, please align. It's just self-discipline. Okay. You will not, just remember that with these things we're pursuing, they're not going anywhere. These social things, your drinking friend is not going anywhere. You know, utampata pata if they take care of their life. So please follow the curfew, adhere to the guidelines we've been given, and make it worthwhile. Make it worthwhile this season. Rest, connect with your family. If you live alone, it's perfectly fine to decide, you know what, I want to go live with my brother or my sister in this season.
Okay.
You know, yeah.
I know you are so much, you also used to do a lot of Bible. So the book of Isaiah 5, I guess 53 or 35, that says, by the stripes of Jesus Christ we were healed.
Amen.
Okay. I believe you go read that also, because I know the country is going to be healed.
Sorry, take two. I said go visit your brother and sister. Actually, you're not allowed. So don't go. Don't go. Stay home.
Okay. Asante sana mpenzi mtazamaji kwa kusalia nasi. Ni Faith. Bila shaka yeye amekuwepo katika mitambo. Sasa ukimpatia nafasi, bila shaka anazungumza kulingana na jinsi ambavyo anayaelewa sana working effectively kutoka nyumbani. Nataka, kwa sababu wewe umekuwa mtangazaji, nataka kusign out, alafu wewe pia usign out on your own way.
Okay.
Jina langu ni Emmanuel Terera. Asante sana mpenzi mtazamaji kwa kusalia nasi. Tangu asubuhi tulipozindua hadi sasa tunafika ukoko. Usikwenda popote, naambiwa kwamba kutakuwepo vile vile na mafunzo kutoka chuo kikuu cha Mount Kenya. Bado masomo yenyewe yanaendelea, usitoke kubonyeza kibonyonyo. Lakini saa hii, baada ya hapa, tunakwenda moja kwa moja hadi kwenye vibonzo cartoons kwa wale ambao wanapenda sana watoto wao kwa nyumbani. Asante. Kesho pia majaliwa Mwenyezi Mungu tutakuwa hapa, lakini saa 1 jioni Alhamis bila shaka nitakuletea taarifa habari kwa ushirikiano mkubwa na kikosi kizima kitachoandaa taarifa hiyo. Kwako Faith, kamilisha hii ndio hii.
That's my camera, yes, so I get to do my sign out. Oh, memories. Absolute pleasure being with you this morning. My name is Faith Muturi from Delve Training. How do we connect from here? We're doing virtual training. So contact us, Faith Muturi, Delve Training Limited. You can go to delvetraining.com. Let's have conversation. Let's equip ourselves on how to thrive and grow organizations in this season.